Alrighty. So, welcome everybody. It's Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission, September 17th, 2025, 6:30 p.m. To all persons deemed interested or affected by the Town of Barnstable's Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission, ordinance under Chapter 112, Article 3, of the Code of the Town of Barnstable, you are hereby notified that a meeting is being held at Town Hall, 367 Main Street, Hyannis, Mass. Collectman's Conference Room, second floor, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. All public hearings and other matters anticipated by the chair listed below may be acted upon on the agenda. This meeting of September 17th, 2025 is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable's Government Access Channel in accordance with MGL Chapter 30A, Section 20. The chair must inquire as to whether anyone else is recording this meeting, and if so, to please make their presence known. No takers. Please silence all your cell phones. Make sure mine is off. I said I did it. I did it. Okay. So that being said, calling the meeting to order. So Commissioner Perry Wentworth.
Here.
Commissioner Conrad Watson, not here yet. Commissioner Kevin Matthews?
Here, but before you continue, is this Jack's now? Being the clerk, does he have to do this now? Roll call?
Oh, yeah, you ready for that?
Are we ready?
Okay, pick it up. We've already done Perry. I meant to talk with you beforehand, but I ended up talking about something else. We did talk before the other meeting, and I think that when you didn't do it, okay, go ahead. We're Conrad Watson.
Where are we?
Conrad Watson, not here yet.
Who's on first? Neil and I are the only ones.
You lost me at the bakery.
Yeah, I'm just going up to the left-hand
Kevin.
side.
Conrad.
Here.
Conrad? Tom?
No, not yet.
Not
Perry,
here
you're
yet.
here?
Won't be here tonight.
He won't? Okay.
Then I've got Needham.
Jennifer
Jennifer?
Hinckley Needham. Actually, we need to
She
hear that.
resigned.
She resigned, so she shouldn't be on it.
Boy,
Okay.
what happened?
Because
Matt, you're here.
Yeah.
Laura,
Here.
Tom,
Here.
I'm here. Neil,
I'm here.
and of course Cheryl.
Here. Okay, there we go. What, John, well done.
I like the casual way it was done. I like-
Usually you would also ask staff to make their presence known.
Oh, I have to introduce Corey.
And also if we have a town
Corey?
council liaison.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Karen.
Karen Pina, Admin Assistant Planning and Development.
And if Charlie comes in, add that to it. Well done. Okay, so welcome to all the members. And so trainings, conflict of interest. I know I say at each meeting, if you haven't done it, to do it. When was it? About 3 weeks ago, I got a reminder to do my conflict of interest training, which I did within 24 hours. And I sent a copy of the certificate to Cynthia Lovell, which is what we usually do. I don't know if it's new or not, but now there's 2 parts to it, because a few days ago I got another reminder saying you have to do this, and I'm out. But Book did point out there's 2 parts, just to give everyone a heads up. So I had to research it, what are the 2 parts? So the other one is the certificate of having downloaded everything and received materials.
Right.
And it's not a test or anything, it's just saying that you've got them in that. So just so you know, if you get a second one, because I was surprised to get 2.
So I contacted Cynthia Lovell.
Yeah.
And
You got one
No,
or 2?
and I said, how do I find out if I'm not up to date or am up to date? And she said, I don't keep track of that.
Okay. Well, okay, so let's talk afterwards or give me a call.
Okay.
And I'll give you the information and the contact numbers.
Okay.
Okay?
Super, thank you.
Good. And
I would think.
just to give everybody a heads up on that. I was quite surprised. Anyway, we don't have any correspondence tonight. So, there's no pointed reason to go read out the purpose and proper procedure, which I do every once in a while. We do have a presentation tonight from Brian Florence. Do we?
And I just sent another reminder to him. So I don't know.
I did as well, yes. He
Oh, you
did?
did confirm he was coming, but
Hey,
He's
there's
not
traffic, it's raining and everything else. So why don't we bounce around a little bit? Let's go down to matters not reasonably anticipated by the chair. And I don't have any, I don't assume any.
The only thing I have on that, just a question, the joint meeting, are we getting closer on that and
Yep.
putting that on the agenda?
Hopefully sometime in October.
Okay.
But I just got confirmed from Cheryl about the edits that were made. So we will accept all the edits to the design guidelines that were made from Allison and Sarah.
But just to let you know, that's not saying that's done and dusted. It now has to go to the next step.
Well, now it has to go back to us, doesn't it, so we can see what's done?
Well, at the last meeting, the commission decided that that decision would be made with Cheryl. Either Cheryl would review and would go back to the working group or come back to this group as well.
It'll probably go to the subcommittee to then come to us and then go to the joint meeting of planning. The edits that were made by the town attorney's office. They've always done very well, a spectacular job. And also by Sarah Korjeff at the Cape Cod Commission. They were all very pertinent and I thought they were spot on. I do want to chase down that response. I'll find out when it was. So that's where that is. So it looks like it'll be October, Kevin.
Back to us to review after the sub.
It'll go to the sub. Yeah, that's the usual route. I'll give it. I'll tell you what. I'll put it on the agenda. Do an update now that we're getting into the nitty gritty of it each time. Can we add that on? So
Put it on your next agenda.
yeah, we'll keep it on for updates for any other subsequent ones. And memo to myself because I'm getting old. Okay. So approval of the September 3rd, 2025 minutes. Who was not here for that? Anyone absent?
I
Tom,
wasn't there.
Laura, and Matt Clark were not there.
Second it.
Haven't made a motion yet. I'm just saying who can't vote. Did you make a motion? I thought
No, I
you weren't
said
there.
I
Yeah.
wasn't here.
I said I'll second that.
Tom, Laura, and Matt Clark were not here. So one's voting, 1, 2,
Let's just say I'll drink to that, so it's all
3,
second.
4, 5. We're 5. So Tom, Laura, and Matt Clark are not voting on this because you weren't here. And if I call or Jack calls you, you just remind him of that. So it sounds like we need a motion. I'll make
I make
that
a motion that we accept the minutes as written.
Second?
Okay.
Cool.
You're up.
Yeah. Neil. Aye. Laura.
She can't.
We're here. Kevin.
Aye.
Matt.
Matt wasn't here.
Matt wasn't here.
Tom wasn't here.
Nope. Tom, for crying out loud. I was here. I was.
So what?
Sure.
Sit next to you, didn't realize that wasn't here.
He missed you immensely, I'm sure. Okay.
And you're a yes.
Just
Yes,
like
I
the
said
town
yes.
clerk.
Okay, next meeting of the HHDC is October 1st and then October 15th. Why don't I call a recess for about 5 minutes, something like that, because it's probably just caught in traffic. Does everybody feel comfortable? But Brian Florence is going to give us a talk on enforcement, which Jack and I have already had the pleasure on the BHC, the presentation. It is outstanding. What people actually do know, because it's come up before, how do we enforce the decisions? So Brian Florence and I got together back about 7
Yeah, we
to
know
8
that.
years ago, and we put together a form for enforcement that sounds like somebody in the hallway. And so that even though we don't enforce, there's now a path to notification. Because, a lot of times people don't know, and I'll use the exaggerated example of a hot pink colored, just got repainted hot pink with blue stripes or something. And somebody in the community said, hey, that's not kosher, comes before us. Because it's in the HHDC jurisdiction, we then use this form to send out and say, are you aware of this and that? we have used, we notify them, and if they don't comply or don't acknowledge, we then send that form to Brian's division, and he has enforcement. We've never had to use the form, but we have twice used that procedure that we put together, and where we've written to them and said, look, this has come to our attention. Both times, the individual owner of that property came back and said, I didn't know that. Nobody told me, I didn't check, and they corrected. So I think that so far that's working, and it allows us to do things in a soft touch, very caring and proper way. Any questions?
The problem is, we can't submit any complaint or any notice that we see on Main Street or in the historic district. That's kind of where I have a problem with, because if we're supposed to be enforcement. I can tell you the general public thinks that if there's a problem, that we're gonna be the ones that will help correct it, and we can't do it. So I just find that very limiting and frustrating, because the public is saying, if the historic isn't gonna do anything, why should I bother my name be out there and having to, complain? And then you've got other businesses out there who would probably like to say, hey, you know what? They don't have a license for that on Main Street, or they didn't, get that authorized, and yet they're now blackballed, or they'll now be, kind of, put on a spot by saying, oh gee, you're telling on me. It's not a very pleasant process, at least this is my opinion. I think if we have some issues, my suggestion would be that we identify those areas now, because there's a lot of them out there, and we've had several applicants come to say, oh, but it's okay, somebody else said, I'm just following it. Even though we gave them explicit instructions, oh, but that was somebody else, they used that particular light, or they used that particular color. And I think if we were to just start from scratch and say, these are where we see some infractions in the historic district, put the list together and then go through them routinely, and then have them notify those owners. Then we start from scratch, and then we say either they're gonna do it or they're not, but then the public knows that they're the ones that have to enforce it. And my guess is they're not gonna wanna do it. They're customers, or they're patrons of it, and their name is out there. Their name is right there on the complaint.
I will check on that.
So I just think that we've been told we can't be the ones that write one up or
That's right.
notify
So I was gonna say, I'm
anybody.
pretty sure that
Well,
we've been told that.
I think, again, we're not the enforcement, but if we see something that is out of bounds, there should be a process, an email, somebody who we report it to.
Agreed.
And say, here, we found this, just to let you know. However, I don't think we want to be the ones going to businesses and saying, hey, you didn't check with that. That's not our job either.
Absolutely.
We're not the
So,
place.
but
Yeah.
if I remember this conversation correctly, was it the fact that they didn't have enough people in the enforcement area of the town?
That's always
gonna
been
be
ours.
his main, that's
Correct.
always like.
And I don't know, could be true. I mean, I don't know what the situation is and what the staffing issues are. But if that's the case, well, I don't know how much can be done, you know what I mean? In all honesty.
I get it.
There's another thing you have to worry about. Pre-existing non-conforming. If it's pre-existing and non-conforming, we have no say about it. So you can't pick a color out that's pre-existing and say it's not on the current color chart.
I agree with that. That's
And
part, yes,
so
I agree.
there's a fine line there about where you're gonna go with
Yeah.
that whole thing.
It's just
Grandfather
current,
clause.
it's just whatever was in there, whatever was approved at the time that they did it, that's
Yeah.
fine. Because that's not an issue. It's the ones that are blatantly obvious, right?
Well,
We would
I
have to
think we need
research
stripes.
the condition to make sure it didn't get approved by a previous committee.
I was just gonna say, so
point.
anything that we
Yeah.
see
Yeah, no.
that doesn't look right, if that was approved, there's really nothing we can do about it,
Exactly.
right? Okay.
No, it's right.
That's
But
correct.
who enforces, like, we've talked about it before, the COVID rules, where you were allowed to put rocks out on the sidewalk. And that was just during COVID, but now COVID's over, and those rocks are still out on the sidewalk. And I'm sure there were other rules during COVID that, that are still being used. So
But those weren't our rules, that was whoever the know if it's planning or whoever it is.
Wasn't our rule.
Yeah, so I mean, those rules could still be in play. I don't know if those have been revoked yet. So I mean, I just, there's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah,
I get it, but I think there's some obvious ones that we can do and we know of and we see on a regular basis that.
I agree, but if Jack is correct and you look into it and it's been approved, there's nothing we can do.
I agree with that. So you go back and you look to see if that particular address was before us. That should be easy enough to find.
Yeah.
Or look
Oh,
up
no, there'll
and
be
to see
records
where
of
they
that.
are. Exactly. So we can find out if that was
And
Pre-approved.
we've only been the HHDC since 1997. That's when this whole committee started, and records were kept.
20 years, my goodness.
Okay, so have we heard back? You haven't heard back?
Yeah, you heard back as well.
Do we have a number for him or anything? Can we call?
No, I don't have his number. I definitely.
Let's go to his house.
Cell number.
See, at the other meeting, he said, call me.
Live?
Let's go, road trip. Take this on the
We'll
road.
bring the committee to you.
We'll do it on FaceTime. Here it is. You didn't come to us, we're coming to you.
Yeah, something might well come up.
He did confirm, right? I
He
mean,
did confirm on the 10th, yes, that he was coming.
Oh, the 10th of September?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's not too long ago.
It's about a week. A lot can happen in a week.
A lot can happen in a week. Let's just hope everything is okay.
But is there, I mean, if that's what we're waiting for, then
It
could we
is.
just give him a call?
I don't have his number.
I mean, I can go give him a call and see if he'll.
I don't have his cell.
Corey's
I
gonna
only have
give
the
him a call.
office number.
Corey's got everything. He's like the Wizard of Oz.
So I am going to allow a break from
Yeah,
the
we
camera.
might get into some conversations we might not want.
Hi, Rachel, we're going to give it a Thanks for coming back. Any news?
So, yeah, I spoke with Brian, he will not be showing up tonight.
Did you give a reason or just?
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you for doing that,
Corey.
and I'm sure he
Yes.
has good reason, and is he okay to reschedule?
Yes, we will be rescheduling in October. I will finalize that tomorrow, hopefully. It's unfortunate, I'm sorry, made you guys wait.
Things happen, that's
But
okay.
obviously he confirmed
yeah,
with me,
things
but
happen.
he will not be making it. I apologize.
No problem.
It's a big demerit, I gotta tell you, Corey. It's a big demerit.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding.
Let it
I'm
Thanks
kidding.
for doing that, Corey.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody else
Okay.
had something real quick, nope, okay. So, in that case, we've done the minutes, so we're there. If nobody else has anything else,
Mr. Clark, I think you had this on.
Motion to adjourn?
yes, is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Good.
All in favor?
I think
Say
Neil
aye.
was I think Neil was in the first one. But take us over when you have that.
Aye. Yeah, are you in favor? Say aye.
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 Nay? Carried.
And any abstains?
Does it have to
Are there
be
any
a roll call?
abstentions?
I don't know.
Roll call if it's on Zoom.
We are adjourned.
Public meeting.